Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us on The Pendulum this week, coming to you live on Lagos Television. The Pendulum is the weekly political program of this station, and we are back as usual to discuss trending issues in the polity like we always do. This afternoon, we'll be looking at the continuous voter registration exercise of the Independent National Electoral Commission of Nigeria. It actually began on Monday, the 18th of August, 2025. And ever since then, especially online, people have been registering, especially those who were not able to participate in the 2023 general elections because they were not up to 18 years of age. So for those of you who are 18 years and above now, you also have that opportunity of ensuring that you get registered, of course, your information captured by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, which is the body saddled with the responsibility of conducting elections in the country. And so far in the exercise, like I did say, it began on Monday, 18th of August 2025. And the in-person registration is going to start on the 25th of August in all the 37 state offices and 774 local government areas, offices nationwide, to ensure that people have easy access for those that are coming to register. It's not only for those who have just clocked 18 years, in case you have lost your card or your card is defaced or something, you can also have the opportunity to also register so that your information will also be captured in the portal of INEC. So we are going to look at the advantages of the continuous voter registration exercise on the program this afternoon, what it portends for our democracy as we look forward to another round of elections in 2027. Before we start that conversation on the continuous voter registration exercise, we'll be going on a very short break to bring you the summary of political news in the country. Stay with us. You're also watching The Pendulum, our weekly political program on Lagos Television. Again, we'll be looking at the continuous voter registration exercise of the Independent National Electoral Commission, which began on Monday, 18th of August, 2025. And of course, so far so good, according to the accounts of the Independent National Electoral Commission. The turnout has been quite impressive. But this afternoon on the program, we'll be looking at how germane is the continuous voter registration exercise to the development of our democracy and the need for people to come out and participate effectively in this exercise, which is going to last for some weeks. And According to the statement released by the Commission, it also stated that eligible Nigerians can commence their registration online as well via the portal of INEC on www.cvr.inecnigeria.org ahead of the physical registration exercise scheduled to begin on August 25, 2025. So this afternoon, I'll be looking at this particular issue together with a member of House of Reps representing Ajeromi Feludu Federal Constituency, Dr. Kalejaye Adeboye Paul, PhD, is equally a member of the House Committee on INEC. It's a pleasure to have you.
It's my pleasure to be with you, viewers.
Okay, I think the proper way for us to start is this. Maybe many of us, whether you are eligible or not, do not even know the essence of having the continuous voter registration exercise. I think the best way to start is for you to educate us on why that is necessary as regards the development of our democracy.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's important that our democratic process must be deepened by opening up our portal for registration of new members. And what do I mean by new members? Like you have highlighted in your view, a lot of people were not 18 years during the last election. So many people have clocked 18 and above. We must give them opportunity to partake in our democracy. That's one reason why we must open up our register from time to time. And why it's called continuous voters register is to say that we already have an existing voters register. What we're doing is an upgrade, an update. So apart from being 18 years and above, which is an opportunity for you to partake in your civic democratic rights, it is the alienable right of every Nigerian to take part in our democratic process. And the only way by which you can do that is by registering to vote. If you are not a voter, you are like that person who has nothing to say about those who govern him, who will suffer the reign of idiots. You must have a say about those who govern you. If you are not a partaker, either by participation, active participation, running for elections, but then you must have a say about those who govern you. And the only way by which you start that process is to have your voters registration card, and this is an opportunity. The second reason, or the other category of people who can also take part, are those whose cards have been defaced, one way or the other. Similarly, for those who have lost their card, and also, it's also important for those who have relocated, who have changed location, who have moved from one place to another. It could be from one ward to another ward. It could be from one local government to another local government. It could even be from one state to another. So it opens up an opportunity for these three categories of people. But then, what is also important for us to know is that why the voters' continuous education registration exercise is important to all Nigerians is to say that we all complain about good government or bad government or governance, as it may be. The only way by which you can change a bad government is for you to be a partaker and vote out such bad government. And the only way by which you can continue to acknowledge those who are governing you in the right direction, or who you are perceiving your own estimates to say they are doing fairly well, and you want them to continue, is to be a partaker in voting. So if you don't do any of this, then you have no right to complain about those who govern you. Then you must just sit and take hook, line, and sinker.
Whatever you're offered.
Whatever you're offered. But I tell you, those who take power, those who control power, those who control, is like somebody taking life out of you. Because their policies and programs will affect you, whether you like it or not. For instance, some few years, 6, 7 years back, we didn't have holiday for Isheshe Day. And somebody was asking me, Lagos State, and whichever state, what holiday are you declaring on Wednesday again? I say, it's Isheshe Day. He said, what is Isheshe Day? I said, but have you forgotten that before the advent of Christianity and Islamic religion, we had one form of religion, which is called the traditional religion. And so a way of integrating back into our grassroots, into our past, is to create an opportunity for those who believe in traditional worship to also have a national holiday to worship. And on Wednesday, in my own local government, for instance, in the Kabiyesi's palace, every worshippers of the Sheshe were there. They brought out all kind of, masquerades, people, the Shango worshippers, the Ogun worshippers, and everybody. And what were they doing? They were singing. They were praying for Nigeria, praying for Lagos State, praying for everyone. So what do they do in Isheshe? So that is how a practical example of how what a government can do to affect your life. Your economic life is also determined by government. How well you can prosper in a nation is determined by those who govern you. Because if they govern well, there will be prosperity. If they govern the other way, there will be poverty. So a way to alleviate poverty or to banish poverty or to reduce poverty is to have good governance. So I urge every Nigerian who are eligible by the 3 categories that I mentioned to please take part in the continuous voters registration exercise.
Okay, now that we know why we must take part in this voter registration exercise, and you have also highlighted those who should go out there and of course update their information on the INEC portal. But then, how serious or how prepared, or what are the kind of feedback that you are getting so far for those who have been registering online, let's say in your area?
Okay, I say specifically that I, as a person representing Nigeria on Pendulum Federal Constituency, I have not only issued statements online to urge people, I've also deployed posters and banners to educate people why they must come and vote. I've also started the road show.
Okay, to create awareness.
To create awareness for people to go and register. The local government, on its part, is doing the same thing, both in Nigeria on Pendulum local government and in the Pendulum LCDA. So we are creating awareness. But all of these awareness, and I say that the response has been massive. If I open my phone, I'll show you video of some CDAs who have mounted, tables and chairs, registering their people, assisting them to register online. Because the first basic thing is for you to register online.
Okay.
So that when you go for capturing, it's
the physical
going to be
capturing,
easier.
yeah.
So because if you wait on the day when capturing will start, you will have delayed the registration process. So the only thing by which you can do is to register online. But our people, not everybody will be able to do registration online. So what party politicians are doing, and of course what all of us should do, religious
organizations,
leaders, whether you're a Muslim, you're a Christian, everybody.
Or a traditionalist.
The traditionalists, the market women, everybody should do, is to assist their people. They said those who are not literate enough to register online, to do so. But I tell you that the turnout has been very impressive, particularly in my own local government.
Okay, so for those who are still not interested in this exercise, probably for the sake of ignorance or something, what do they stand to lose, and what will be your advice to them?
They have a lot to lose. It's like you have a weapon.
And you're not using it.
And you are not even having it. To use it is secondary. To have it is primary.
And you must have it for you to use it.
So you must have it for you to use it. So when you don't have it, it's like you have disenfranchised yourself and you have surrendered yourself to governance of the idiots, governance of the mediocres, governance of the never-do-wells, governance of what have you. So the only way by which you can do, cope all of these things is for you to register and be a participant. So for me, you have nothing to lose for having the card. When you have the card, the decision to now use it becomes another option of yours. You may decide to vote, you may decide not to. The right to vote and not to vote is also individualistic.
It's a matter of choice.
It's a matter of choice. So, but then have it. Then, after having it, there'll be another sensitization when voting time comes to also persuade you further on why you need to vote. But let's get you on the register first. And then that's the essence of what is going on as we speak now.
But I wonder sometimes, why do we have to persuade Nigerians to come out and involve themselves in this kind of exercise? You would have noticed during the July 12 local government election, we had voter apathy, and even the by-elections that was conducted by INEC in some states recently, the voter turnout was not impressive. Is it that Nigerians do not value the power in their votes, or they do not seem to be getting the dividends of democracy, and that seems to be putting them off?
I think there is of twofold, two reasons, two factors. The first factor why Nigerians don't get interested, is that some have lost hope. And the only thing that keeps a man living and going is hope. A hope for a tomorrow, that a tomorrow will come. But if you don't hope for a tomorrow that will come, then you are hopeless. So if you don't surrender yourself to hopelessness, then you must also have a hope. So we must have hope in our country. We must believe that our country will be better. And I tell you, sincerely, most sincerely, that sometimes we think that the grass is greener on the other side. It's never greener. What is prevalent in the entire world today is about their dwindling resources, dwindling economy, and it's affecting all stratas of the entire world, not only Nigeria. And like somebody advocated and said, if we're not to be a government that is in place today, maybe we'll have gone, bankrupt. We'll have gone into recession. We're not in recession. We're also aspiring to move our economy further. So I appeal to Nigerians not to lose hope. That's the first reason. The second reason why people may choose not to want to take part is because of I don't care attitude. I don't care. Whatever you do, so be it. And I'm told proverbially, or in the Yoruba mythology, that one of the reasons why everybody kills chicken every Christmas, or every single holiday, or you want to celebrate your lady or your son, the first thing that you kill is a chicken. And in that mythology, we're told that was because when they said, all animals, let's have a meeting and take a decision, every animal assembled. But the chicken said, no, anything you say,
it's okay by me.
And so when they got there, they said they are looking for somebody to use as sacrifice, one of the animals to use as sacrifice. I said, me, not be me, not me, it can't be me. Everybody said, no, it can't be them. And they said, oh, come of it, chicken is not here. Why don't we all agree that we'll be using chicken for the sacrifice? And that's why today, on every excuse, the first thing that is available for you to kill is
chicken.
For those who refuse to take part, they said what touches all must be debated by all. That's a philosophical statement. Whatever touches you, I must also be a part of the debate to decide the pros and cons of the sides. So, but if you say, no, I don't care, so you are the one that will be used as sacrificial lamb.
All right. So in all of this now, you have cited how germane this registration exercise is for the sustenance of our democracy. What role do you think the National Orientation Agency can also play in encouraging Nigerians to come out and get involved in this exercise?
I think they are trying. I commend Onilude, the new Director General, General National Orientation Agency, and I've seen a lot of work that the man and the agency is doing. The agency has moved away from its moribund status to an active status. Today, I see jingles on television, on radio, sensitizing people on why they must believe in Nigeria. and they are showcasing some of those who have benefited from some of the projects that government is doing. So they are doing well. They could do better. So the role that National Orientation Agency can play is to continue to massively encourage our people to register for this continuous voters registration exercise. I think, and they are doing that, they can do that in many forms. What they have not started doing, of course, I also know they are also going to do it if they have not started. Maybe I've not seen them in my local government. You know that every local government also have
the
National Orientation
box,
Agency office. So I'm sure that before the exercise moves on, they will also be on the streets to also continue to do road sensitization. Because not all of us will watch the television. Not all of us will listen to the radio. Many of us are bothered about our daily living. So everybody is at work. They don't, by the time some people get back from work, they are tired. And when they are not tired, the power may be epileptic. Maybe the power supply may not be there. So what people see, they say seeing is believing. So when they see people doing road shows, it will further encourage them. So I urge the National Orientation, if they have not started, it's not late yet, it's still, right in the day. You have to do that, and that is very important in this aspect.
Okay, another important angle to look at this, when INEC opened the portal for online registration, the turnout was quite impressive. Does this give you the hope that probably we might be ripe for electronic voting in 2027?
Yes.
Or it's too early in the day?
As a member of the INEC committee, this issue has kept on coming on. Last week I was in Abuja to attend a one-day, talk shop. I call it a talk shop, a discourse on two major factors of our voting, of our, that's the early voting, and then the people in prisons, how we can encourage them to partake in the voting exercise. So, and we had a lot of discourse on it. INEC has continuously engaged, stakeholders on the way forward, on the way to move, our democracy forward. And I also think that what is ongoing today in terms of, what INEC could do or what we could do is also very important, that we must look at, what we need to do and do it better. So I don't think we're leaving any stone unturned. People must now begin to get it right. If we don't get it right, it's going to be difficult. But let me also emphasize that our democracy is still growing. We're not yet there. It may be slow, but at times slow and steady wins the race. But don't be too slow, because if you are slow, the Ark of Noah will not wait for you perpetually.
All right.
So you need to make haste while
the sun shines. Okay, you're still watching the Pendulum on Lagos television. At this moment, we'll be taking a very short break to bring you the soundbite of the week. When we come back, our discussion on the continuous voter registration exercise, which began on Monday, 18th of August 2025, will continue.
On Monday, 18th of August 2025, with an online process that could be done in the comfort of our homes or offices before the physical biometric capturing that will commence on 25th of August 2025. This exercise is expected to continue till 30th of August 2026. Registrants are urged to go online to commence the registration via our website portal for registration, that is www.civil.inecnigeria.org or www.civic.inec.gov.ng. Exercise commences by 9 a.m. and ends by 3 p.m. from Monday to Friday. However, any person on the queue as at 3 p.m. on any day during this period shall be allowed to register. Let me use this medium to reiterate to the public that the Commission frowns at underage registration as well as multiple registration because such acts run foul of the provision of the enabling instruments. Offenders will be handed over to the law enforcement agents.
That was Mr. Ayobami Salami of the Independent National Electoral Commission giving us details of how the registration exercise is going to go, and of course the duration for the registration of this continuous voter registration exercise of INEC, which began on Monday, 18th of August, online, and of course the physical registration is going to start on the 25th of August, 2025. And we still have in the studio right here with us a member of the House Committee, Green Chamber of the National Assembly on INEC, is equally representing the people of Ajiromi Feludu Federal Constituency in the Green Chamber of the National Assembly, Honorable Kalejayi Adeboye Paul, PhD, with us in the studio. So this exercise now, fine, we both listen to INEC there, and INEC is doing so much to create awareness and ensure that nobody is disenfranchised at the end of this exercise. So how germane is this exercise to the 2027 general elections?
Well, it's obviously very germane, very important, very, very necessary, because money shows the day. We've had a lot of complaints about the last election, the general election, about the number of people that voted, and the turnout was very low if you compared with the previous elections. So if we have to improve on that performance, voting performance, this is the journey, this is the way to begin. But I'm also emphasize that one thing that INEC must do, which is very important, is that the people can continue to register online, we can continue to do this, we have a lot of registrations and all of this. But when it comes to physical registration, when people are going to come, and of course thumbprints, INEC must provide enough computers.
To make it faster.
And must provide enough people that are literate in computer to man. Two, they must also be ready to decentralize. Because if you have one INEC office in one local government, and then you want everybody to come
to that same office.
And what normally happens from my experience is that you realize that people turn out massively, and then people will have to wait endlessly before they can carry out this exercise. Many from morning till night. Many will be hungry, many will live in annoyance. So we must, one, redeploy, have enough computers and those who man them. And above all, they must also provide security at every point of registration. Because some people may just come out of impatience to start trouble. So why they are always afraid to decentralize, because that was the last explanation that was given during the last continuous voters registration. What they said is that, look, if trouble break out, they are not able to cope. And it's difficult for them to provide security at every location. But I think that if we can provide security at every location when we do voting, we're not talking about 1,000 places and whatever. We're talking about a local government you can do, decentralize in about almost 20 locations. So which will not require too much of personnel in terms of security. But also, I must emphasize that we must be ready to fund INEC. As a member of that committee, I affirm before Nigerians that INEC is underfunded.
Seriously?
I affirm this very, very seriously. INEC is underfunded. INEC has to be going cap in hand to be able to get funds to even go for the by-elections that have just taken place. So, except you fund INEC properly, you may not get the best of your democracy. And if this is the only thing that gives credibility and legibility to our voting process, to our democracy, we must be ready to give it all that it takes. So I urge that our government, though I'm part of it, because the budget comes to us, we also, partake in ensuring that we distribute the resources accordingly. But I'm saying that as a matter of priority, I'm talking about priority funding. When I say underfunding, I know what I'm saying. But I must say that we must give INEC priority funding. Priority in the sense that we must increase their budget to be able to cope with the dynamics of what. So your last question, which of course I did not answer properly, don't let it look as if I was trying to touch. That was electronic voting. We're getting ripe for electronic voting. We're getting ripe, but I'm not saying we're fully ripe.
Okay.
Because so many things are involved in electronic voting. Like, for instance, we're discussing, early voting. And we're looking at, okay, if we say early voting includes those who are journalists, those who are security agents, those who are INEC officials, who will not.
Medical doctors.
Medical doctors who will be on duty at that time, who will not be able to vote on the day of election. So they have listed those who are known to be in the list of, eligible voters in terms of early voting. But then we're saying, okay, how do we get them to vote? You understand what I'm saying? Will it not be another additional cost? It will be voting, maybe the law says maybe 7 or 14 days before the general election. Now, I was suggesting at that party to say that, look, why are we troubled? We don't have to be troubled. The number of early people who can vote during the early voting period are not so large. So you can use the INEC headquarters, and they are more or less enlightened people. So they can go there and do their, their voting. But then another thing is collation.
Okay.
Another thing is who keeps the results? How well do we ensure that the results are not manipulated? You understand them? So I'm not sure that we are absolutely ripe enough for electronic.
Okay, maybe that will be another topic entirely for another day, electronic voting, like you rightly cited. It might still take us some time for us to actually start voting electronically in the country. We must thank you very much, Honorable Kalejaye Adeboye Paul, PhD, representing the people of Ajiromi Felodun Federal Constituency in the Green Chamber of the National Assembly, for coming here this afternoon to come and sensitize Nigerians on the need for them to participate effectively in this continuous voter registration exercise of INEC. We thank you very much for your time.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, it started on Monday, the 18th of August, 2025. And of course, you can go online, put in your details, and the physical registration is going to start on the 25th of August, 2025, according to INEC. You have no excuse if you are 18 years and above for you to be part of this exercise. And for those who have relocated from one ward to the other, you can also go there to update your information, as well as those who have lost their cards. We have no excuse if indeed democracy is all about the people. That's the show this afternoon. We thank you for watching. Join us again next week at 3 p.m. on the Pendulum. I am Ajibola Ojoshola. Bye for now.